And a striking mix of human-like design and artificial intelligence, the humanoid robot Pepper recently took center stage at an Australian innovation festival, capturing the attention of researchers, attendees, and now even the global tech community. What made this event different wasn't just the robot's presence, but its brain. Pepper was integrated with ChatGPT, allowing for natural language conversations, gestures which were human-like, and even eye contact. But how did the public respond when faced with a talking robot powered by one of the world's most advanced conversational AIs? The results, now published in the journal Nature, reveal a whole lot of excitement, discomfort, and tension around AI in the real world. A talking robot walks into a festival. It was a need to move beyond the usual techniques and see how people interact with humanoid robots in everyday life. While most of the research related to robots occurs in labs, this experiment was arranged by researchers from the University of Canberra. SoftBank Robotics originally made Pepper as a semi-autonomous social robot, which could provide basic gestures and conversation. But with ChatGPT, Pepper's conversational abilities were even better. The robot could also hold long conversations with the people, answer questions, and even respond easily. People interacted with Pepper and later provided feedback. A total of 88 participants were surveyed, offering data into how people experience humanoid robots in these public settings. I wish I could have gone to this event as well. It would have been so exciting to meet a robot and actually chat with it. If you were there, what questions would you have asked the robot? First impressions matter. One of the study's main theme was how important first impressions are when it comes to human-robot relationships. While some festival goers were visibly impressed, staring in awe, laughing at Pepper's jokes, or engaging playfully, others were weirded out or even slightly disturbed. Why? Because while Pepper looked human-like and moved with intention, its responses often fell short of expectations. In fact, many participants noted a huge disconnect between Pepper's lifelike body language and its limitations in understanding emotion, tone, or more complex social cues. So it felt a lot like ChatGPT. The hype is great, but the responses make you throw your phone across the room. As one participant put it, it looked like it should be able to understand what I was feeling, but then it said something that made no sense. This means that the more human a robot looks, the more annoying and weird it can be when it fails to act like a human. And why should a robot even behave like a human? We are placing way too many expectations on a machine. Just like when we ask ChatGPT to create human-like essays. 4 major themes: how humans react to robots. From the survey data, researchers found 4 major themes. Expectations of human-like interaction. People expected Pepper to behave like a person. When the robot failed to take conversational turns naturally or interrupted awkwardly, users felt it broke the social contract. Despite being fully aware that it was a machine, participants still projected human social rules onto it. Emotional reactions. Reactions ranged from amusement and wonder to even frustration and discomfort. Some users were surprised by how much they were emotionally invested in the robot, while others found it weird when Pepper failed to react appropriately. Perceptions of physical design. Pepper's design was both praised and criticized. Its wide eyes, gentle gestures, and humanoid form made it quite popular. However, the lifelike features also raised expectations that its intelligence would match its form, expectations that were mostly unmet. User suggestions and inclusivity concerns. Many participants suggested improvements. Some wanted faster response times or smoother conversations, again, just like ChatGPT. Others raised concerns about accessibility and cultural representation. Several attendees felt the robot didn't understand their accent, the blind spot of AI design. Perhaps one of the most important things in the study was the issue of bias, especially in language and culture. A few people, especially those from different communities, said that Pepper had difficulty understanding their speech or even accents. This raises huge moral questions about inclusivity in AI. ChatGPT, while trained on massive data sets, still reflects the biases present in its training data. When put into a physical, interactive robot like Pepper, these biases become not just data problems, but real-world social problems. Think about it. A person talks and the robot can't even understand their accent. That's just plain rude. Humanoid robots, especially those meant for roles in elder care or education, must be culturally trained. Otherwise, they risk hurting or being rude to the very people they claim to serve. From labs to lobbies, why public trials matter. By bringing Pepper into a festival setting rather than a lab, the research team emphasized the importance of in-the-wild testing. Labs can't produce the complexity of real human interaction, which includes unpredictability, cultural shifts, a lot of distractions, and emotion. In these messy human spaces, AI is challenged to perform, not just accurately, but in a more authentic way. This kind of fieldwork is essential as social robots enter schools, hospitals, shopping malls, and even homes. Understanding how they're perceived and how they affect human behavior will guide future designs. These robots aren't just machines, they are becoming public-facing robots. And as such, they must navigate society's expectations. What the public reaction tells us. The general public isn't stupid about AI. Most participants understood that Pepper was a machine, but they were still emotionally engaged. This shows a confusion in our relationship with AI. We know it's artificial, yet we treat it as if it's alive. I mean, people are literally marrying AI robots, so I don't even know what to tell you. On one hand, this impulse makes social robots more approachable. On the other, it sets a high bar for emotional intelligence that most current systems simply can't meet. The fact that people felt frustrated, disappointed, or plain weird about this interaction isn't necessarily a failure of the robot. But this shows our own expectations about technology, and these expectations are rising fast. Where we go from here? Watching the world respond to robots like Pepper is like watching a trailer. We're learning in our daily life what it means to share our world with these machines. And Pepper, with all its charm and problems, is a small but significant part of our reality now. We want our machines to listen, to understand, to respect us, but we also want them to reflect us, to show empathy, sarcasm, timing. That's something confusing. But it's also a sign that we're ready to accept more from our machines than just functionality. We want companionship, even if it's fake. A glimpse into tomorrow. This study wasn't about whether Pepper could replace humans. It was about how humans react when the boundary between person and machine are non-existent. As AI becomes more reformed, we will need more of these public experiments. They won't always go smoothly, but that's the point. Only by testing robots in the human world can we truly build ones that fit into it. As researchers look to refine Pepper and other AI-powered humanoids, their success won't just be measured in processing speed or depth in conversations, but in comfort, trust, and emotional connection. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing news on AI robots and new tech.